Today, we'll take you through another major value add renovation team project here in Toronto that's just wrapping up. And this time, Phil from our team will be walking us through this incredible transformation, and we'll also be giving you a behind the scenes look at how this became a successful real estate investment in Toronto, and then come back here and I'll be diving into the numbers a bit more. Without further ado, let's go over to Phil.
This place was an existing 3-unit building that we picked up in the summer. Just about, 9 months ago, a little over 9 months ago at this point. The plan honestly wasn't necessarily to do any aggressive investing last year, but the market was very slow. The market was down quite a bit, and not a lot of people were interested in buying what this property was back then. And I think we saw quite a bit of opportunity when we saw the place. Top to bottom was not a full gut, but everything got moved around. Bathrooms, kitchens got relocated. The units were just optimized to be what they could be. Something worth pointing out for this property in particular, and a lot of others to find good value in the city, is there's an addition on the place that I don't think was priced in. And a lot of properties don't have these additions priced in because old 100-year-old Toronto homes have many additions over the years. And that was actually able to get us where it would have typically been like a one bedroom from top to bottom. We actually got 2 bedrooms on the main and 2 bedrooms in the basement, which was a huge boost to the cash flow and kind of the potential of the place. This bedroom, as it stands, was more or less the same. This area was basically wide open. There were still open stairs to the basement, though it wasn't really functional as it was 3 units. We kind of moved the kitchen from what would have been the second bedroom, now used to be the kitchen space. And then it was just kind of a bunch of open, empty space in the middle, which didn't make a ton of sense to us. So we were able to kind of do it more condo style and pull the kitchen to be a straight line across this wall, including the laundry and including the dishwasher, which is a bit of a bonus as well. And then the bathroom got rejigged just to make it all make sense and kind of work with the unit. And we were able to fit 2 beds where we weren't before. A lot of testing new finishes where we usually keep a very gray palette with the finishes. We moved to a bit more of a warm 2-tone with the kitchen. The bathroom is a bit more of a kind of a warm approach as well. We went with some glass shower doors where we usually don't. Nothing crazy expensive, but definitely a bit of an upscale from our usual like rental package. And I think that paid off well with the tenant profile that we got and the tenant profile that was coming through the property. Into the upper unit. This is the only floor that didn't have an addition to it. And this was more or less the traditional Toronto semi 2-story 3-bedroom layout. You know, stairs come up, they're directly in front of the door, and then there's a hallway more or less along this line, and then bedroom, bathroom. They're all kind of laid out more or less the same. We had a little bit of a long bedroom at the back, and we pulled the wall back just a little bit to give us a kitchen that fits very well in the corner. We still have all of the accoutrements, including the dishwasher. We went with a bit of a smaller appliance package, and we still have the ensuite washer dryer just kind of across where the hall closet would have been. And then we have a bit of I don't want to quite say living room space, but kind of an eat-in kitchen, right? A kitchen plus. So we have like a junior 2-bedroom, a smaller 2-bedroom unit, or a very, very comfortable 1-bed. Into the basement unit we go. Like I mentioned, there was an addition space originally, right? So the kitchen that we're standing in is part of what would have been the addition. And we also have a bathroom on the other side of this wall. Those 2 things all happen because we have the addition space. And because we have the addition space, the remaining basement was able to be living room and 2 extra bedrooms versus the 1 bed that we likely would have been stuck with. It wasn't just cosmetics that the place needed. We needed an upgraded panel. It was a 60 amp service when we bought the property, even lower than the 100 that's typically expected. We had to do the entire mechanical room over, essentially. The hot water tank was gone, the furnace was gone. It didn't have air conditioning, so all 3 of those things are new. And then during our basement renovation, we realized that we need some waterproofing. We found some water after a couple of big rains. So we did some waterproofing inside while we were doing the renovation, sump pump, everything that ejects outside. Windows everywhere. All of the windows were shot. So we did the windows around the entire property as well as the doors. Back to how we got a deal on the property is because all those things that I listed required so much capital to do, right? A lot of people that were looking, and even still in the Toronto market, most of the buyer pool is typically looking for something, if not fully turnkey, much more on the turnkey end of the spectrum where they can maybe do a little bit of work after moving in, not huge capital expenses. This was a very, very big project. And not only was it very much not move-in ready day one, it also required almost all of the big ticket items that you could think to spend on a house.
And that would be a good segue to talk more about the numbers. Now, this was a great deal for a variety of reasons. The big reason was because Phil took on major renovations, but another reason was also because we did get lucky with timing. Of course, nobody really does have the crystal ball, and we really couldn't predict the bottom of the market. But this house was purchased in the summer of 2022 around the bottom, and so this 3-unit home was bought at $820,000 with a 20% down payment. You saw the amount of work involved, and that translated to around $180,000 of renovation dollars. And so the total capital used here for the project was around $370,000. Now, another reason Phil talked about was how he managed to turn the 3 one-bedroom units into 3 two-bedroom units, and that's what helped a lot to make rents look very strong. And then once you add in strong migration back to Toronto post-COVID, these things all help to make the deal look even better. Now, the leases just got signed and tenants are now moving in, and so we can confirm that total rents here are going to be $7,200 per month. So what this means is that after expenses and our mortgage, we're looking at a very lucrative positive cash flow of over $3,000 a month. So from here on, there's a few next steps.
Because we were able to get the place leased out so quickly, we haven't had a chance to finish the outside yet. The windows and doors obviously look great from the outside, and the fact that it's a nice red brick house with nice new black windows, exterior looks really good, and we want to make sure the rest of the property kind of keeps up with that. It's a corner lot. I think it does really show, it has the potential to show very well from the corner, but the outside still kind of shows an old renovation product. And we'd like to do some updates there. So because it's a bit of a smaller lot and it's on a corner, we have parking in the back. So we are going to update that parking pad a little bit so that we can fit 2 cars back there. And as well, there's a lot of tuck pointing that we need to do, kind of correcting some missing mortar in a lot of the brick area. We're going to be updating just a little bit the front porch, where it's just kind of quite old and dated, but I think it can be brought back to life pretty quickly. And around the entire perimeter of the house. It used to be a lot of old statues and kind of a dilapidated old fence that was all torn down during the renovation. And right now it's just dirt and it doesn't look very good. What we're planning on doing is kind of a bit of a 4x4 like lip to build up around where we have the dirt around the edge of the house. And we'll probably just do some mulch with, a little bit of a kind of evergreen garden type of thing around the property. Just clean, neutral, and something that'll show very well from the street. So next steps when we're done, now that we're all rented, we can apply for the refinance and pull some capital out. It's up in the air. We haven't started that process yet, but it'll be starting very soon now that we're leased. And I think we'll be able to pull out most of, if not all, the capital that we put into the project.
Now, if the banks valued this property at $1.25 million, that would free up almost all of the cash put into the property. And keep in mind, this property would still be cash flowing positive $900 per month here with a 6% cap rate at market value. In other words, the value could be more given cap rates these days are closer to 4.5% to 5%. But honestly, it's pretty hard to tell in this market, and banks are being a little bit more risk averse. And so we'll just have to be patient and see what this comes back at when it happens. Now, if all works out, after the cash comes back, we should be putting this money back to good use again in another investment. Now, another thing Phil mentioned was that most buyers these days have been choosing turnkey properties over those that need major renovations, and that's precisely why the price gains have been pretty uneven lately. Prices have been coming up, but the bigger increases have been more so with end user type homes that are all done up. And so that also means that we are seeing a bigger price gap between renovated and unrenovated homes widening. So even though the market has recovered by around 10 to 15% since when this project was purchased, the current price difference between renovated and unrenovated homes is still around $300,000. And so if you renovate a smaller house for around $100,000 to $150,000, there still can be a very good chance that you can make a healthy extra bump in value add return in a short period of time if you're ready for a renovation challenge. We are a Toronto real estate sales brokerage, and our core focus is to help investors buy and grow their wealth through real estate investing in Toronto. And so if this is something you want to explore a bit more, we're more than happy to have a private chat with you. And I'll also put this link in the description below. If you enjoy this video, remember to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on topics like market trends and specific strategies related to real estate investing in Toronto. We also have different resources on our website and also on social media, so don't forget to check us out there too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.